STPL. Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. We are going to be starting off with Wiko here in our semi-finals. They did finish second overall in the group stage, so that meant they got sent straight to the semis. This is where they are. They are waiting for their challengers, who are going to be on the other side in just a second. It's going to be Red. Red have played a blinder this season. They've played really well. They didn't do as well in the group stage, but they still managed to qualify 6th. And then they went through both of their opponents. They went through Starcast and Ash to get through here to the semi-final as well. This is the best performance they've had throughout the tournament. And I'm kind of glad to be able to say that they've made it all the way here, because it's really cool that they're up here in the semi-final. I'm not sure how they're going to do against such a team. Obviously, Wiko very, very strong. I definitely say that Wiko are the more favored of the two here in this matchup. But, you know, Red are capable of anything. So that's something to look out for. Let's have a look at the players we're going to be seeing. We've got a lot of PvP and ZVP today, and a ZVZ as well. So we're starting off with 2 PvPs, Last versus Raz, Higher versus Jumper. Then we're going to be heading into a ZVP between 973 and Fisheye, and then a ZVZ between Mutali and Machine. So without further ado, let's get into game number 1. It's the semi-finals. Let's get started. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand position in the blue, fighting for red. That's going to be confusing. Is Raz. And then Raz's opponent down here in the bottom left hand corner in the red, fighting for Wiko. It's Last. I did remember to put my event on Team Liquid, didn't I? I hope I did. Either way, I know there's a lot of people who are watching the Team Think Quick stuff today, so I get the feeling we're not going to get too many viewers, but hopefully we'll get a few, and then people will check out the VODs as well, because it is the semi-final. Now, what are we going to see from both of our players here? There's obviously not a lot of variation in early game PvP, at least in the STPL games we normally see. We see a lot of A lot of mirror builds against each other in a mirror matchup. Kind of become a kind of common theme, I would say, throughout the STPL's history, but hopefully we'll have a few interesting PvPs. One of the best games of the STPL ever was actually White's best against Soul's Noob, I think it was. It went down to DT versus DT in the grand final, game 7. It was ridiculously good. So hopefully we'll get one like that. I can't be too sure. But looks like we do have a gate and gas coming in for both players. Nothing too much to be said there. STPL does. I guess it does. Now we do have a call coming up here for Raz. Call coming up for last as well. Neither player really attacking each other just yet. Both players shouldn't really be able to get into Scout, but it looks like the Zealot was delayed a little bit on Raz's side. So, Raz does manage to sneak past the Zealot. Does get a little bit of a scouting going down. Obviously, he's not going to be able to see too much. He will see the gate count, which is kind of important. And it looks like Last manages to get in as well. So both players, at least for the time being, going to be a little bit unable to build any of their tech if they want to keep it hidden. So let's see if that's going to come into things. Looks like Raz's probe getting a little bit caught up in the mineral line, but is still going to be able to get away. 2 Zealots, of course, here for Last. That's actually a little bit surprising. We don't really see that as much anymore, especially when you're going for one gateway, but we'll have to see if that's going to play into anything a little bit later on. Let's keep an eye on the probes. Looks like Last has given up his scout, so he is not going to be able to get back in and scout anymore, meaning Raz is going to be able to build whatever tech he wants. Raz doing a pretty good job keeping his probe alive throughout all of this as well. The Zealot unable to really get any hits on the probe so far, so really nicely done, really good control. I think that additional damage was actually trying to get down the ramp, but looks like the probe will eventually go down. Although, will it get away? He can mineral walk out, but looks like he chooses not to. Doesn't really see anything too much. Back at home, he does have his tech coming up sooner. He's got the robo facility coming up, second gateway as well. We've got a robo coming in for Last and second gateway again, but it is a little bit delayed due to the way that scouting went, so that could come into play. But for now, both players just going to kind of sit back, build up a little bit, and wait to choose to make their next move. Hopefully you guys have all had a great week. We're only 1 week away from Christmas now. Christmas is in 8 days, which is kind of insane. Because if you think about it, it means the year's almost over. Like, where did 2021 go? Where did the year I became 31 disappear to? I've obviously been up to a lot of stuff this year that's been kind of weird for me, but it's all good. This year hasn't been too bad. I'm gonna isolate for another 8 days, spend Christmas with my dad. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys have some nice plans and everyone's gonna stay safe and healthy as well, because it's a dangerous time out there. In the UK, for instance, today and yesterday and the day before, 80,000 new people were confirmed cases of coronavirus, which is kind of a lot. 80,000 people is ridiculous. Like, the UK is really struggling. Now, I'm hoping most of those people are going to be fine, but unfortunately there will be people among those that will sadly pass away, and there's nothing that we can do about it, unfortunately. But hopefully the people who managed to get vaccinated, and like most of the UK is vaccinated now, hopefully all the people that got vaccinated and everyone will be fine. That's what I'm hoping for. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough few months for the UK again, and I'm sure there's a lot of places in the world that's going through a very similar thing right now, especially with the new coronavirus variant. But hopefully, when we look back at these years, in maybe 10 years' time, we can think about kind of how much better life has got now and whatever, but I suppose we won't know what happens until we go for it. But you know what? Hopefully everyone here stays safe and healthy. I mean, most of us are nerdy, so most of us don't really go very many places anyway, but I know there's some people that get forced into work and everything, and hopefully you guys are all going to stay safe and sound, and you don't end up getting ill over Christmas or the New Year, because that would suck. But it looks like we are going to have Last making a move out here now, in spite of the fact that both players were kind of even, with Raz getting his buildings quicker. Last is actually ahead in workers by 7, and his Reaver's actually up here sooner. Oh, but the Reaver from Last goes down. It's 2 Reavers against 1, or 2 Reavers against none even, and this means the bigger army from Raz is going to be able to push forward here. There is a D-Matrix, not a D-Matrix, a Disruption Web, which makes it a little bit harder to push forward. But this is a very, very good spot for Raz. If Raz wants to go and win the game now, he probably could. He's got a lot of Dragoons. He's got the double Reaver in reserve. The shuttle hasn't even taken any damage. But obviously the defender's advantage will come back in at some point. The Reavers are not close enough, so they aren't going to be able to defend these Dragoons. And Last is actually still in a pretty good spot. Raz is going to need to do some damage. He paused pro production, I believe, to build more Dragoons faster. But the problem with that is obviously you let yourself in for a bigger problem if you can't kill your opponent. So he has to do damage here. He's not going to choose to try and go for any economic damage. He's just going to try and kill the army. Now, will this work? He is going to be in a convex against a concave. And that is something you definitely do not want. Looks like we are going to have the Reavers trying to shoot each other. Where is the Scarab going to go? He goes for the Dragoons first. Does Matt? Oh my god, he killed the Reaver again. Oh my goodness, he killed the Reaver. No, it looks like Raz lost his Reavers as well. I think this is going to be game over. Last is too far ahead now. And I don't see a way that Raz can come back. He's lost all of his army. He's down in workers. He's now down in tech. Oh, I think they're even on tech units again. But the Reaver coming out here going to be a little bit faster, which means the Reaver shuttle is going to come on from the other side and probably go for a counter. And I think this is a game of time now. Last is going to do his best to push forward as fast as possible. He knows his opponent is going to want to expand as well to keep even with him. And if he can block this expansion, this could very well be a very quick game 1 of our semi-finals. But pretty explosive so far, but a lot of action back and forth. But it looks like Last is maybe getting a little bit ahead of himself here. Could he break through, losing a single Dragoon? Trading Dragoons at the moment, but there goes the better engagement. The Reaver on the low ground, not going to be able to shoot up very easily. Now, if he gets up here and manages to get a good Scarab, he could do a lot of damage, but the Reaver going to be taking a lot of damage as well. The Scarab bugging up, but gets all 3. Great Reaver kill, but the Reaver, 1 shot away from death, means he cannot engage again. We do have 2 more Dragoons. They're actually very close to dying. It looks like Raz may have held on for the time being. But is it going to be enough? Last is still in a very good position. His supply is much higher. His worker count is higher as well. His Nexus is done. This is still looking rough for Raz, but that was definitely the best possible defense he could have asked for. Now, of course, his opponent does have an observer over his base as well. If we look at Raz's vision, he cannot see anything. Last is in pretty much... Last is ahead in pretty much every single way. Now, we do have shuttle speed coming out from Raz here. That could help a little bit. I don't know if shuttle speed is already done on this side. Looks like we don't actually have a shuttle from his opponent. Last not ready to push just yet. Looks like we do finally have an observer out, which does allow him to kill Last's observer. But he is still behind. Now we do have 69 supply for Last, just as I looked. If Lucky Noob was here, he definitely would have screenshotted that, but Citadel coming in from Last as well, showing how far he is ahead. Raz can't really afford to go for any additional tech right now. And that means he is behind. Now it looks like Last wants to get ready to push forward across the map again. Shuttle speed is done, so no tech advantage at the moment for Raz. Now if this goes horrifically wrong for Last, Raz still has a chance back in the game. But it's going to be very, very tough. Looks like the Reavers want to go in from a different angle. Dragoons will come in from the front, and he is going to look to go for a pincer attack here to try and get as many probes as possible. Now 2 of the Reavers dropping off in the main. The probes are pulling away. The shuttle is not getting attacked by the Dragoon. The Dragoon bugs out a little bit. Looks like the Dragoon's coming in here as well, trying to find a way in to do damage. Not quite able to do it just yet, but the Reaver's coming in, going to help out a lot here. It's going to be Reaver versus Reaver. Who is going to get the better Scarabs? Who is going to be able to pick up the Reavers? Looks like, oh, Last actually dropping the ball here. He's going to lose his 2 Reavers. But he's got so many Dragoons, it looks like he's going to be able to break through. The Reaver gets a shot anyway, does more damage. Nice pickup on the shuttle with the Dragoon and the Reaver, but no more Reavers remain. That is going to be it. There is nothing that Raz is going to be able to do against the constant pressure of the Dragoons marching across the map. GG. Raz taps out, and Last wins game number 1. I'll just load up the next replay, and let's get started with game number 2. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 2 of the STPL Season 5 semi-finals. Starting off down here at the bottom left-hand corner in the blue for Wiko, it's Haya. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner, the second and last PvP for today, it's going to be Jumper fighting in the red for red. That makes things a lot easier. A lot easier. Okay, we do have a gateway coming up first for Haya, very standard build. Jumper going for the same thing, just a little bit behind though, time-wise. Okay, we've got 2 gates coming up for Jumper. This is a bit of a change in the last game. 2 gates does give you the aggressive. It gives you the advantage when it comes to aggression early game. It does eat into your economy a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to expand, especially if you go for 2-gate Goon. Obviously, we're a little bit far away from figuring out if it is going to be 2-gate Goon or not, but we'll soon find out. Now, his opponent is, of course, going for 1-gate core with the gas already done. No gas from his opponent right now. Jumper is going to go pure Zealots for the time being. Now, we do have a little bit of an annoying probe coming in, trying to play as if he's the Devil probe. But not sure if he's going to be able to do that. Was Nalra the Devil probe, or was that Kingdom? I can't remember which one it was. I think it may have been Nalra, right? Kingdom was the guy who was known for going like mass gateway units with Storm in PvT. That was like the Kingdom style, but I can't remember who had the nickname Devil Probe. Because Bisu's probe was really good as well, but I didn't think that was his nickname. I can't remember, it's been a while. Now Jumper with his first Zealot going to be able to go in, does take a single hit before he gets into his opponent's base. 2 Zealots already ready, waiting on the other side, building that second gateway. Did delay his second Zealot there. And well, actually it didn't delay it, it's just obviously it takes so long to run across the map. But looks like we are going to have a little push on the probes here. Can Jumper get any damage done? Currently no kills on this Zealot. No damage done to the Zealots of his opponent either. And that is a very quick win here for Hire in this first engagement. Now, of course, he is going to be able to push forward with 2 more Zealots. He is going to probably wait for 2 more, but he's not building anything. Oh no, Jumper forgot to build probes. Oh no, he's going for Dragoons. Okay, never mind. I thought he'd got supply blocked or something, but he is going to go Goons behind this. Only trouble is Goons don't have the ability to go through this small path, so it takes them a lot longer to get across the map. Now, of course, we do have the 2 Goons coming in. His opponent's Goons are going to be late as well. He forced 2-gate Zealot from his opponent, which means he is going to have the advantage Goon-wise. So if he can control this well enough, he should be able to go for a bust. Now, of course, that is quite difficult. It's nowhere near an easy thing to do. It's easy for me to sit there and go, well, you can out-control Zealots no matter what you do. It's tough. And we do have DTs coming, so Jumper is going to try and get the jump on his opponent here and go for a little bit of a sneaky play. Now Jumper going to move his Dragoons around the edge. Of course, as I mentioned before, they cannot fit through this gap, only Zealots can. Now there are 4 Zealots coming on from his opponent up to his 1 Zealot here, so if he can plug this hole with his own Zealots, he should be okay, but he is going to eventually let the Zealots in, so he has to be careful. Dragoons going to show themselves. Maybe that was a mistake showing his Dragoons already, I don't know, but obviously Hire is going to know his opponent's not attacking him. It's 4-gate. There's no Templar Archives yet, but he's gone for 4-gate. Oh my god, he's going 4-gate Zealot leg. He's not even going DTs. If he went DTs here, that would actually be an incredible build, but unfortunately, he's just not going for it. He's going to go for a 4-gate all-in. Now, I think this is going to be yet another fast game from both of our players here. Looks like Jumper wants to head out with a probe to see what's going on, but can't get through a Zealot, so going to move his Zealot back momentarily. We do have a Robo coming in for Hire, so a DT play maybe wouldn't have done as much, although the Templar Archives, I think, would have been finished by now, or very close to finishing. But looks like we are just going to 4-gate Zealot all-in. Or I don't know if it's just going to be Zealots. Yeah, he's just going Zealots. It's 4-gate Zealots. This is such a weird build. I don't think I've ever seen this all in. I've seen like 4-gate Dragoon or something like that, but that's crazy. Also, I like how Holden said in Discord, apparently I'm a PvP expert. Listen up. I'm not a PvP expert. I've just seen so many of them that I kind of have a vague idea of what's going on. Like, that's how it's worked. I mean, you guys saw the infographic for STPL. I've casted so many PvPs. Like, so many PvPs in Season 1 to 4. And Season 5, there's been a lot of PvPs again. Like, I genuinely thought with the maps we had, we'd see a lot more, like, Terrans. I put some, like, maps better for Terran in, and we just didn't get any Terrans this season. Like, all the Korean teams that we had didn't have many Terrans, but here we go. Looks like we are going to have the engagement of the Sentry here as all the Zealots get on top of the Dragoons. But this is the problem. Zealots against Dragoons, they're not the best. While they're running towards his opponent can just back up. I mean, microing Dragoons is difficult, but killing Dragoons with Zealots is even harder, although this is going to be a problem. If he can get through here, there is going to be nothing stopping him. Oh my god, he's not attacking. He's stuck. I think this is going to be game over. He can't do any damage. The Dragoons are doing absolutely everything they need to defend against this. And he was betting on being able to run past the Dragoons, but Haya was ahead of the game here. Oh my god, he did actually manage to run through, but it doesn't matter. His opponent's got an expansion coming up. He's on 4 gate, building nothing but Zealots. His opponent's got 1,000,000 Dragoons in the middle of the map as well. I think this is game over. He's so far behind now, and it's just not going to get any better. He's doing a pretty good job in the middle of the map, but there's just too many units. There's too many units, too much supply. The base is defended back at home. There's going to be a Reba here soon as well. And surely Jumper is going to be tapping out very soon. It looks like he wanted to go for a kind of build that would pull the wool over his opponent's eyes, but didn't work. GG, Jumper taps out. Haya wins game number 2. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3. It feels like we're doing a speed run of the STPL today. 25 minutes in, we're already on game number 3. And starting us off here in the red, fighting for Wiko, it's 973. And spawning us down in the bottom right hand corner in the blue, fighting for red, swabbing in for Eriador, it's Fisheye. Okay, ZVP, so we're not got a PvP this time. PvP haters, feel free to tune back in. It's all good. And after this, we've got a ZVZ coming, so yeah, I think today's going to be pretty fast. Like, I don't know why. I mean, we could have a 3-game win streak for red, and we can go to a, or 2-game win streak for red and go to an ace match. But I definitely feel that 973 is probably going to be a little bit favored against Fisheye here. I think if it was Eriador, we may be looking at a different game, but Fisheye, he's a pretty strong German Protoss player, so let's see how he can do. 973 getting ready with his hatchery on 12, so he is going for a 12 hatch here. Kind of an uncommon build these days, because 1 gate usually beats 12 hatch, or at least it allows you to do a load of damage, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it or not. That's always the rough part. He is close spawns vertically as well. That is going to help him a little bit. The Zealot will get there a little bit faster. Yeah, we have a spawning pool coming in. That's on 12 as well, I think that was. Another 2 drones popping out, getting ready to probably go for his gas as well. One of the drones getting a little bit stuck. Kenenzi turning up in chat to cheer for her ex-team. I don't think... Kenenzi, you're not on a team anymore, right? Or am I imagining things? Oh, Fisheye is trying to do some cheese. Fisheye's going for 3 gate. Now, I guess this could be a reaction to the 12 hatch. But I don't know if this works. Does this work against Protoss or against Zerg? I don't know if this works. Cadency, does this work against Zerg? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen this. I mean, against 12 hatch, maybe it could be a little bit better, but we've got Ling speed will be coming in eventually. 6 Lings are coming out. Holden saying you can't just ask Denzi. Denzi is the one person I know in chat right now who plays Zerg well enough to be able to answer that question. Cadenzi says anything works if you try hard enough. I mean, I suppose that's true, right? Okay, we do have 3 Zealots running up. Now, the only problem is there's Lings heading towards his main base and he's got nothing to defend them. This is going to be a massive, massive base race. Now, the Zergling's coming back. There is no creep colony or sunken, so this could very well be a win here for Fisheye. I didn't think this was going to work, but there's a lot of Zealots here right now. Denzi saying you don't defend as Protoss, you just attack. But that's not what White Ra said. White Ra said you build base and then defense it, right? He's not defensing his base very well right now. He cancels his extra creep colony. He knows he can't hold on to his natural. Now he's going to go for the counter. There's a lot of Lings heading on over down to his opponent's main base. He's probably wondering, okay, now he knows. I was going to say he's probably wondering where his opponent's gateways are. But he could lose all of his drones in the process. Could we have both players without any workers? Is that going to be what's going to happen here? The Sunken's going to come up though. Zealot's not doing too much anymore against these. Drone's doing a pretty good job defending. Some Zealots have gone back to defend, but the Nexus is definitely going to go down. Where are Fisheye's Zealots? Why does he not have any? What are they doing? I think he may have lost. It looks like the Sunken is going to hold strong. And 973, despite everything, is going to win this game. The probes are all still alive, but he's got no way of defending his Nexus. Without any Nexus, he can't build anything. And there's only one single Zealot that's going to be able to go and attack now. He had a Zealot attacking at the natural. Cadenzi says he expanded to the middle with his gates and is defending the Zerg base with his army. Fair point. Now the Zerglings back home haven't killed all the probes, so there is still hope here for Fisheye. As 973 is down to 9 workers, Fisheye down to 8. Of course, Fisheye is going to be able to kill the hatchery here, and to rebuild his workers, he's not going to be able to build Zerglings. So if enough Zealots build up here, he can still go and kill his opponent. This is going to be a rough, weird situation, but I think that Fisheye still has a shot of winning, although he does need to make sure he doesn't lose any more probes. He cannot afford to lose any more probes anymore. He's got 2 idle Zealots here, which aren't going to be helping him very much. And oh no, he's got 2 of his Zealots stuck. Oh, this is heartbreaking. He's just rallied them up or walked them up, and obviously they've got stuck here. He did kill the hatchery. He's got 4 Zealots in his opponent's main base. The Sunken does hold strong, but it stops the mining of the Zerg player here. There are 6 more Lings coming in into the main base. Looks like the other 3 Zealots, well, the other 2 Zealots are finally going to leave the base here. 5 more Zealots going to be heading up to his opponent's main. Chat's pretty good. We've got Holden and Cadenzi doing like text casting. So if you're hard of hearing and you've got the not hard of hearing, if you're hard of vision, you can turn on audio commentary. Wait, you wouldn't? Wait, hold on. That would be stupid. It would be the opposite. If you're hard of hearing, you can read what they're saying. I got whoops. Oh my god. But looks like the Zerg holds strong against the Zealots. Sunken is still alive. 10 drones. Against 5, 4 probes, 3 probes. I really don't understand how this game is still going on. Only 3 probes available. We do have another 2 Zealots on the way. Zealots doing a pretty good job against the Lings here. There's so many Zealots here. Is he going to win with just an overwhelming number of Zealots? But there's 2 Sunkens. There's 2 Sunkens. Looks like he is going to be able to try and go in. Can he kill drones? He's struggling. He wants to get on top of the Sunken, but unable to do it. He's taking so much damage. I think this is going to be game over. A third Sunken coming in. And it's 8 workers versus 4, but the Zerg economy definitely in a much better position than his opponent. Losing all of those zealots means without doing any damage as well. The drone drills have been so good. He's just not had any problems. And I think Fisheye is going to have to tap out. He's going to have more Zealot or more Zerglings running towards his base. He's only up 5 probes. He can't build a Zealot back at home to defend. And these 3 Zealots are going to just end his day. Oh wait, he's actually got 3 Zealots trapped in his main again. Fisheye, the pressure getting to him a little bit. Not controlling his units correctly. And they, oh no, they just leave at the wrong possible time. The probes going to go down. The probe drills, not as good. Looks like he is going to try and hold on here. I mean, he's still got a chance, but I mean, if you look at this, he's not killing this with any number of Zealots. He's holding on. Oh, he loses another probe as well. 3 probes again. It's still 21 supply against 14. He has a massive number of Zealots still, but he just can't break the Sunkens. That is the problem. We've got 973 gun per hatchery in the main. Now, one of the Zealots that's heavily damaged at the front, he needs to cycle them around. Now, he's got 3 more Zealots coming in. His opponent will know about that. There's a lot of Lings running by, though. Okay, the Zealots need to come back and wall off this area. If he can wall off the Zerglings, he's still got a chance. But he's now sending everything home, and they are not going to get back in time. His others, oh my goodness. I think he's going all in. Honestly, at this point, he should hide a pylon up here or something, and then just go, because his probes are all going to die. Like, this is the last dying breaths here of Fisheye. He's trying to hold on. Oh my god, so many buildings being added on here. He knows he just has to hold this final counter, and I don't see this working. I don't see a way he can break this. Zealot's getting on top of 2 of the Sunkens, but there's still 2 more. The drone drills, absolute insanity. All of the Zealots going to go down. 3 probes remaining back at home. 2 probes remaining back at home. No mining is being done. All the Zealots have gone down. GG. Fisheye taps out. That's game over. Wiko advanced to the finals, and we'll be back with game number 4 in just a couple of minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 4 of the STPL semi-finals. Red have already lost, so Wiko will advance to the finals, but Red are still going to get a chance to get a point on the board. They have one of their better players starting us off here. And here we go. So starting us off at the 12 o'clock location, we have the yellow Zerg fighting for Wiko is Mutali. And his opponent, the legend himself, Machine, fighting for red. Now, to answer one of the questions that popped up in chat before, Thorito asks, what are the parameters of this tournament? So, essentially the tournament is best of 5 the whole way through to the grand final, where it's a best of 7. The best of 5 is filled with best of 1s, as you can tell from the score here. We have done the group stage, which is a round robin where all of the teams played against each other across a 9-week group stage, which went really well. We had a lot of really cool games. This is the playoffs. We are in the semi-finals right now, and the grand finals will be next week. They're played on Sunday, and they will be back on... I don't know whether to stream them on Sunday, because is BSL on Sunday? Because if it is, I might cast them on Monday. Because I don't want to cast on Christmas Eve, necessarily. Okay, so we do have an Overlord going on by Muteli, which means Machine is going to have the vision disadvantage for quite a long time, which is a very, very, very difficult thing to deal with as Zerg in CVZ, so we'll have to see how that's going to go. We do have Machine going for Gas and Pool just slightly before Muteli. Of course, Muteli did go for a 12 hatch here, so his expansion, his economy is going to be a little bit better. But realistically, when you go for that hatch in ZVZ, like early on, you only really get one drone mining up there, if you're lucky. But both players are going to expand, just at different timings. So kind of all going for the same thing, but in different orders. Obviously, economy-wise, Machine does have the advantage, so we'll have to watch out for that. Okay, how is this going to go? Machine is definitely going to want to get a win for Red. Red have done pretty well recently. Apparently they beat IRK in the recent season of BWCL. Of course, BWCL does have a 2v2 and stuff in as well, which Red are very, very good at. Although IRK are also incredibly good at 2v2 as well. They've got Medino, who's like one of the best 2v2 players outside of Korea. Rote, you in chat? If you are, can you let me know who Red's 2v2 team are? Because I don't actually know. Thank you, ZemRD, for saying after a long time the right and only joy in this sad world. I don't know if that's a good thing. That sounds sad. I don't want you to be sad, man. But the map is Triathlon. Now, interestingly, Muteli has built his expansion behind the eggs. So that means he is not going to be able to build any Zerglings here, only drones. Now, of course, his main is up a ramp, but Machine has a lot of Zerglings here. This looks like it could be a quick win here for Machine as he pushes across the map. Let's see how he's going. Obviously, Machine expanding to the front, so he's going to be able to get more attacking units out. But looks like he's not done the best defense at the top of the ramp yet. Machine doing a pretty good amount of damage, trading a lot. It looks like they've traded pretty well, but of course Machine is going to be able to reinforce a lot better. Looks like Machine going for his Spire, whereas we do have a Spire coming up for his opponent as well, but it's at the back base. Now the one bonus is, look how well protected these drones are. There is going to be nothing that Machine is going to be able to do to break in there. Now if he can break the main, maybe he can kill the main hatchery, but he's still going to have his opponent building Mutalisks from his base. Also, this text commentary, man, is giving me good ideas. I'm stealing stuff. Great. But looks like Machine is going to be able to break through the... Oh my goodness, how is he holding onto this ramp? Machine coming in with more Zerglings, so there is a Sunken colony. And in the last game, we saw how good Sunkens can be. But let's see what's going to happen. Of course, he does have an Overlord here. He could break the eggs. But he knows about his opponent's base. He knows the drone count as well. So he is going to know he is in a position where he has to do damage. He's building his own creep colony, which is... Oh, okay. He's going spores. That makes sense. I was thinking, like, he's building a Sunken. Why is he building a Sunken? But it's an Evo chamber. It's natural. Looks like he is going to run back home with his links as well. He doesn't think he's going to be able to break through. Now, one amazing thing he could do is if he suddenly went for Overlord drop. Now that would be like that would be the ballsy play. That would be like the ultimate ballsy play. Now, of course, we do have the first Muteless coming in with the Scourge for Muteli. Muteli almost even in drones now with his opponent. Obviously, Machine doing a pretty good job at droning back up, and that's after building 2 Sunkens as well. But while he's not building Muteless to build drones, the Muteless count is getting higher and higher. Now we do have some Scourge coming in, splash damage killing 2 of them. Just the guy in the chat saying Hydralisk is the ultimate ballsy play in CVZ. Queen in Snare is the ultimate ballsy play in CVZ. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it. I can't ever remember seeing it. Maybe once. Now this the spawning pool actually getting taken down here. He's going to be able to attack the drones, getting the gas as well. Oh my god, that drone survived with 1 health. But he's not mining gas, it is natural. Oh my god, he lost a Muteless to the... He lost a Muteless to that splash damage. What the hell? That's insane. There's not enough spores here. I think Machine is just dead. Like, this is not the best position for Machine to be in. He's down drones, he's down Mutelisks. They do both have 2 gas. But it looks like this game could be over. Yeah, this is a pretty insurmountable lead Muteli has now. It would take an absolute blinder, a wounder of a problem here for Muteli to lose. But stranger things have happened. Cadency saying he's like, okay, we already won, let me leave and give this guy a chance. Let's try to bungle it from here. Which is fair. I mean, that is kind of crazy. It does happen. It looks like we are going to have the Muteless just flying in. Of course, the Arbiter not going to be able to do anything for either player, so that's not going to come into anything. Scourge being used to scout the top left, wants to make sure he doesn't get caught off guard. We do have an extra base coming in for good old Muteli here. Machine obviously not going to have the same level of ability to do that. He is forced on the bases that he has. The Muteless will kill anything else. But this is kind of a ticking time bomb here. It's 14 drones for Machine against 23 of Muteli. He is just leveling up. He's getting more ahead and just making sure that he doesn't throw the game away, because that can happen. Now we do have Machine coming around with some lings, but there's not actually enough lings to be able to come in. And am I imagining things, or does he not have ling speed? He doesn't even have a spawning pool anymore. So he can't get ling speed even if he doesn't have it. Oh, he does have ling speed, okay. Oh yeah, he got ling speed before. But he can't build any more lings, so this is kind of all he's got. Now if he loses all his lings and his opponent just builds a load of lings and run over him. Holden in chat Holden in chat says, I just tuned into Muteli's POV and he was beating his chest and hooting on webcam. Okay, it looks like the hatchery going to take a little bit of damage, but not too much. Drones and lings run in behind the mineral line as the Muteless clean everything up. We do have more Muteless coming in behind. Wait, I think there's actually more Muteless here for his opponent. I mean, this is possibly the best possible situation he could get. Oh my goodness, that was actually an incredible engagement, but there's still more Muteless from his opponent. He's getting a load of drone kills, but there's too many Muteless, but there's so many Scourge. Can he make this happen? If he can somehow break through, this would be an incredible comeback. But it looks like the numbers, oh my god, it's 6 versus 7, 5 versus 7. The numbers are not working out here for Machine. 6 versus 2, 6 versus 1. And that could very well be game over. One of the Muteless does manage to get away, hides on top of the Arbiter, but it doesn't matter. That has got to be it. That's got to be GG. His opponent is doubling his supply almost. Now he is. And in ZBZ, that is the sign when you need to double up something yourself. It's a double G, because there is no way back in this game for him now. That was an amazing try, though. Great play by Machine to try and come in behind there and do that. Unfortunately, his Scourge didn't connect in the way he wanted them to, and obviously Muteli just won the numbers game. But here we go, Muteli going to fly in here and probably end the game. Obviously, the Spore is going to help out a little bit, but there's just too many units here for his opponent. Every single shot is going to kill a Muta here, I think. Maybe not. Mutas are quite hardy. But yeah, looks like that's it. That's going to be GG. Nicely done. Nice play by both players, honestly. Mutali, of course, won in the end. He did get a little bit of a build order win by going for a 12 hatch and getting away with it. But that's just EVZ. Well played by both players. Well played by Mutali as well, as he gives his opponent a win in the series. Okay, guys, so that was Wiko versus Red. That means Wiko are going to be on flying. They're going to be against each other. And, yeah, they're going to be up against each other this Sunday. I will very, very quickly go through the games with you. From what I know, there might be substitutions, but at the moment, we start with the TVZ on New Electric Circuits, Medinho versus 973. That could be the game where we get a sub, because Medinho is going to have trouble playing at the default time, and Wiko can't change. Marwin versus Hire up next on Blue Storm, TVP. Kame versus Ha on Judgment Day, ZVT. A PVZ between DeWalt and Mutali. We're going to have a ZVP between Whistler and Smurfs, and then a PvP to finish us off on Blindside between Oyaji versus Last. So that's going to be good. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys most likely on Monday, possibly Wednesday. I'll announce everything in the thread coming up soon. But let me just quickly find someone to raid, and then we'll finish it off. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been great fun. Hopefully you've had fun as well. And yeah, if I don't see you again before, hopefully you're tuning into the finals, but if I don't see you before, have a wonderful Christmas and a great New Year. So, and thank you as well to Canenzi and Canenzi and Holden. Thank you to our sponsors, Esport Fund and Matrino. Thank you to all you tuned in. Thank you to our patrons as well. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit the follow button on Twitch, sub on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and all that stuff. I do need to go away, but yeah, thank you for Cadenti and Holden for doing the weird text commentary as well. Kept the chat interesting. So, see you guys next time. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully, you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also, there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here. Oh, I just want to say a big shout out as well while this is playing through. Wait, has Team Think we're quick finished? I guess it must have done. I'm gonna host Bonnet instead, I guess. Oh well, I'll just raid them and then they can raid you wherever. But yeah, big shout out to Tupac, who's working with oh, is it Rich? On Shield Battery, which has just added 2v2 matchmaking. If you want to check that out, head on over to there. See you guys soon.